Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Blades of Exile. Once again, with Purring Cat as accompaniment, at least for the first few minutes. So, I am all healed up, slightly trained up. I've upgraded my weaponry a little bit. The bardiche that I picked up is an iron bardiche, which is better than the iron spear that Orig was carrying. The bronze hammer has higher base damage, but less of a bonus than the iron mace Thistle has, so I'm probably going to end up selling that. Nothing else terribly interesting in the inventory department. I did buy some magic darts for Margot, just in case I want to try thrown weapons a little bit more. At my level, it's probably not going to do very much. This is also what happens when you give throwing weapon skill to your mage, who has almost no dexterity. Maybe I should use that Tome of Knowledge soon. Anyway, I'm next to Blinlock because I wanted to buy some more food. Honestly, I probably have plenty for a while. I just don't like going below 100 food. That'll do. Also, I have loads of gold now, so I can basically buy whatever I want. Too bad that I've already bought most of the spells that are worth having. But also, I'm at full strength, so now I can explore this tunnel and actually deal with some fire lizards. I like how the lava pools act as little bits of illumination. Actually, Brent's going to be kind of useless here. Unless I cast Firewalk. I should cast Firewalk. Firewalk, unfortunately, does not give me any fire resistance. Also, maybe I didn't need to cast Firewalk because one of the lizards just came right up to me. Sucker. Okay, I'm gonna need you guys to die faster. And I'm going to slow you a bit. Let's see, I don't think Firewalk is still active. But that doesn't matter as much when I've got ranged weapons. $32 damage, not bad. Oh no, out of arrows. Let me just switch over to the crossbow. And still miss. Well, do no damage anyway. Come on, bolts are expensive. Ice Bolt spell is also sort of expensive, but I can regen spell points just by resting outside. Finally dead. Yep. Actually, I wonder if you're still slowed from slow group, or if that had the range to hit you, it probably didn't. Ooh, melee kill for Thistle. Nice. Oh, I was going to say I'm moderately certain there's nothing hidden in this little map, but, ooh, apparently I am wrong. Also, don't ask how we're able to get the gold pieces from across 2 squares of lava. It's just 1 tile, it's fine. Hall of Crystals. Most of these crystals have weight 0. This one has weight 1. This one might be special. Because 2 casts of Light Heal All costs about the same as 1 cast of Firewalk. Actually, I would like to get at least a couple of these crystals identified. So nice not to have to worry about random encounters. And both of the newly uncovered entrances to the school are about as convenient to Sweet Grove. Ooh, 2 piercing crystals, yes! And here I thought I was going to have to cheat some of those into my inventory to show off all the things. And apparently all of these are just crystals. So, we can sell off the crystals. They don't sell for much, but hey, I didn't have to get them identified. So they are effectively free money. Don't actually need to cast a spell to light my way, because I can just look at the map, especially when there's no monsters coming out to attack me. Ahem. Now I can do a better job of exploring this level of the school. Although I do, once again, need to clear out a whole bunch of rats. And their masters. Sure, I'll take a free potion. Right, this was the discipline hall. That's why I haven't been in here, because it's painful. Oh, and one other thing. The lockpicks that I picked up last time. They are indeed an improvement over what I had before. These are fine lockpicks. I don't think I like what's implied about the discipline in this school. Surely you've taken almost enough damage to be dead. No. Well, at least it's completely wasting time on summoning, because there's no room to summon anything in here. And there's another school textbook. Maybe I should go out and rest again. But first, there are a couple of things on the library level that I can do, even without being able to open the shiny magic gates. You know it's a good library when it's got shiny magical gates. So I'm going to save my game, because piercing crystals work a lot of the time, not all the time. This might take a few tries. Yes, Garnet, I can record a Let's Play and love on a cat at the same time. Come on now. I really hope this doesn't take multiple piercing crystals. Because sometimes blessing does help, I swear. You find the body of a murdered mage. She was barricaded up here behind several force barriers and left to starve. Ugly business. Okay, apparently the head librarian was not informed or did not agree with the sudden changes in school curriculum and closing. But now we have that knowledge, and I still have my piercing crystals. Ha ha ha. You find a tunnel leading out of the school. It looks recently dug, as if someone burrowed into here recently. The tunnel slopes sharply downward. It's steep, but you should be able to climb it. Well, we've already found the emergency rear exit B, so where might this one take us? Vanatai Caverns. Well, that's quite a ways down. You see that someone has etched several glyphs in the cave floor just ahead. There's no dust or moss on them, and they're still pretty clean. If you didn't know better, you'd think they were etched here very recently. They look magical, and maybe a little dangerous. When you try to walk over the runes, there's a small explosion. You're lightly toasted. Fortunately, it was more a trap to keep away pests than something deadly serious. Okay. When you see the bizarre creature staring at you from the other end of the cavern, you reflexively draw your weapons. Your experience has taught you that something this alien is sure to immediately attack you. As you bare your blades, it does nothing. It simply sits and watches. You get a chance to look it over. It's about 7 feet tall and humanoid. Its limbs are long, incredibly thin, triple-jointed, and covered with tight, dry, gray skin. Its head is large and round, and its bug eyes glow slightly. Its sole garment also glows. It's a sheer, translucent poncho, brightly colored. It's a very strange creature, highly alien in appearance. As you gawk at it, you realize it is sizing you up in a similar way. A minute passes in silence. Then it raises a spindly arm and waves for you to approach. Well, hello there, strange creature. You approach the strange creature. It watches you with its beady, glowing eyes. If the eyes are large and bulbous like bug eyes, would beady really be the right term to use here? It speaks in a halting, heavily accented, very awkward version of your tongue. Greet to you. I am being Torlek of Vanatai. I am of the Vanatai people. I am being guarding. Greet to humans. Many small, annoying things come to be eating us badly. Good masters leaving me here to watch, and they talk of poisons. That's not something I speak of, but my masters. Move on, and be finding them. They discuss poisons, and leave me to be guarding. Move on, for they want to be speaking at you. Though you humans made the poisons that harm us, we still honored to be meeting some of you. Maybe someday there can be peace and joy between our races, after this disaster is ending. Okay. So is the poison affecting more than just Skylark Vale? This Vanatai sits cross-legged by the fire, peering intently into a small, glowing crystal. The stone is about the size of an orange, and almost flawless. It's remarkable. I am Zareen. I am honored to greet you. She speaks your tongue surprisingly smoothly. I am a magician. She holds up the crystal. I am a study of the energetic spells of the Vanatai. You do not know of us Vanatai. We live far under the earth, and in our magic, we use the tools closest to us. She holds up the huge crystal. We use our crystals. They give energy to our spells. We even use them to preserve our ancestors. The energy inherent in a perfect crystal is amazing to one who knows how to tap it. The mages in this place had some small idea. I would like to know if this thing they made used for opening gates. Those of our people who are most honored, on them we cast our mightiest spell. We withdraw their very souls, and make them take physical form as a crystal. These crystal souls are our guides, and most valued beings. Perhaps one day you can meet one. It is a truly great honor. Ask Bayatel for his information. He has much to give you, including of the opening gates device. Normally, I would not be offering this, but it is urgent that we find a way to stop the poison from flowing down into the earth. We Vanatai know many spells you don't, and I could teach them to you for a price. Would you purchase them? Well, I was just saying about having a lot of money. Ooh, I can buy Capture Soul and Simulacrum here. Ooh, it is a shame that I did not have these before we found that ruby skeleton in Blinlock. Granted, I'm pretty sure I need a soul crystal to actually use said spells, but what the heck, I have them now. You look important, so I'm going to assume you're Byatel. Indeed you are. This tall, dignified Vanatai wears a slender gold circlet. You would guess it's the group's leader. It nods in greeting as you approach. I am calling Byatel. To our people, Tel is a term of respect and leadership. I have much curious about your race, but I will refrain from knowledge gathering. We must discuss the poisoning of the land, for that is our purpose. By now you must have seen it, the poisons from this place, seeping to the earth. They are seeping down to us and hurting us, so we have been sent up to find the problem. Alas, we are having many problems in finding the solution. We know what is needed to solve the poison. We do, but we are too few to fight the beasts of the school, which are guarding and interfering. We in and out, and are getting little bits of information, but cannot act on it. We know you want to solve. We can give you information to help you do so. I like information. It thinks and shows you something that might be a smile. I'm glad you ask. There being a mechanism by the poisons to purge them away. There are controls where the foul chemicals leak out. Our scrying and magic tell us this is there, and what needs doing. There are 3 goals. You need the opening stone, and the crystal of power, and you need to use the main controls. This school has many glowing portcullises, which are much hard to open. There was a key left behind to open them. Good, and we think we know where it might be found. I met a peculiar insect. Perhaps that not right word. We met a thing with many legs that called itself a chief spider. We spoke with it, and though odd, it said it had a pretty rock at its lair. Maybe you should be asking it of this pretty rock if you met it. Aha! So we do get to go back and talk to the spiders more. Yay! Below all else are the controls that run the entire school. They must be reached. We know not what must be done there, but our spell tell us this must happen. But first you must beware, and have certain papers. Fierce and odd beasts are being down there. Prepare well. Instructions still exist for using the controls of the school. Our spells tell us where these instruction papers being. Not in the school, but in the vale above, in a hut, owned by a bitter man. He will not speak with you, perhaps, but one in the vale may tell you the secret to getting his response. Good luck to you. Oh yeah, we do still have to, go back and buy those papers from Pangold, don't we? Okay, and so that's the opening stone, that's the controls. What's this crystal of power? Byatel points at another Vanatai sitting at the fire. Ask Zareen of the stone with power. She knows of it. Well, before we do that, this Vanatai is just as spindly and frail-looking as the others. The massive blade in his lap, however, disabuses you of any idea that this creature might be weak. He scowls and looks very unwilling to speak with you. I, Ati. Warrior, me. His grasp of your tongue is clearly quite poor. Guard, us. Poison. Monsters here. Bad. I slay. He pats the wicked curved blade in his lap. Must bad. Like humans. Humans make poison. Humans loud on surfaced. Other trust. Are fools. Humans do bad poison and harm. You humans. Humans make poison. Until you prove good, you not trust on by me. He produces a small stone and starts sharpening his blade, ignoring your further questions. Pretty sure that's all he will say. Yeah. Anyway, Zareen, what about this power stone thingy? She looks over to Bayatel, who nods. She then reaches under her sleeping pad, removes a long, slender crystal, and hands it to you. Careful, she says. It's hot. She's right. It's hot enough to burn flesh. We found this nearby. It is part of the controls of the school. We know not what it is used for. Perhaps you can find out. So that would be this crystal of power. This 6-inch long quartz crystal would seem pretty ordinary were it not for one thing. It's searingly hot to the touch. Someone has somehow stored an amazing amount of power in it. So that's all we really need to do in here. There's some Vanatai goodies that we should not take. But there's a little bit more room to explore. Ah, bats. Well, that's an interesting party formation. So I don't actually remember if there's anything worth finding back here, or if this is just extra space. If there's this much extra space, then there should be something, even if it's just some alchemical ingredients. Not ideal positioning, but it'll do. Ooh, slimes. Just plain old cave slimes. I feel like my light spell isn't lasting quite as long as it should. Oh no, it's a body. Probably some sort of spelunker. Though if the tunnel connecting these caves to the school was dug recently, how did that person get down here? Okay, alchemical ingredients, but pretty good ones. Grey mold. Which I currently have absolutely no use for. Hello. I don't remember finding this. More crystals. You follow this passage for an hour, and it winds farther and farther down into the ground. After a while it splits, and then splits again. You try to mark your path, but you soon realize that there's nothing down here of interest. You carefully make your way back. And that is as far as we can go here. So that did actually wind up finding something potentially interesting with those crystals. Now, my question is, should we go back, talk to the spiders and look for that opening stone? Or investigate the experiment halls? If we go investigate the experiment halls, then I really ought to step outside and rest first. That tunnel is so short I probably don't even need to bother fast-forwarding on it. There's the rat people. Ooh, I have almost all of the level 4 mage spells now. Yee! Just missing Venom Arrows and Magic Map, and I don't know if I get Magic Map in this scenario. Granted, I don't remember if I get Venom Arrows either, but that one would be more expected. Okay, that took a bit more out of me than I'd hoped. You detect the too familiar burning scent of unprocessed school waste. Oh no, not again. Oh, yuck. Blurg. Well, on this side, I only need to step through it once. Why must it be so powerful? The copious amounts of virulent waste produced by the school's experiments were thrown into this portal. The waste disposal faculties were probably at the other end. The portal is running on low power now and is incapable of carrying anything anywhere. The waste here will just have to stay here. Not to mention the waste is in a horrible puddle of goo form and not anything easily transportable. Yeah. So let's look at something a little bit more cheery, perhaps, like the school mascot. In this chamber, the School of Majory kept their valued school mascot, Spiny. When they abandoned the school, they left their mascot behind. Unfortunately, their mascot, a long, vicious worm, is a very long-lived creature. Feeding on the denizens of the school has helped it grow large, and its imprisonment has put it in a very bad mood. Wow, guys, really? So who remembers the spiny worms from Exile 3? Spiny mascot, level 8. Well over 100 health. Can shoot spines for pretty good damage. Will definitely require some cursing. Yeah, Capture Soul isn't available because I have not sufficient spell points. Can at least slow the silly thing. Actually, maybe I do want to reload and come back later. So I can't, and see if I can capture soul on this. I doubt that I'm going to want to use Simulacrum very often in this scenario. I never did growing up. Okay, good. Saved pretty recently. You just sit tight there, Mr. Spiny. Arr, grats. You see the holding cells for the experimentation level. Unsurprisingly, considering how things have been going so far, whatever was living in here broke its way out some time ago, leaving rubble behind. Oh boy. Okay, it gave me a list of creatures that were cursed, but not creatures that were slowed. Don't tell me those spells are line of sight now. Yeah, I think Curse All and Slow Group are line of sight. Annoying, that. In fact, didn't I have a similar complaint about Shockwave in Exile 3? At least cursing worked. So yeah, the lab rats got out. Holding cells. Not as effective as they once were. Going to need one of my piercing crystals to get in there. A black shade! Oh, goody. There you are. How dare you summon when I don't have enough energy for fireballs? Very tempting to use that one energy potion I have here. Oh, right. Scroll of fireball. Okay. Well, at least I've got enough for a cure disease. Of course, I could have just used my healing rod on that. And the summons disappear. Ooh, big pile of gold. To main control chamber. That sounds quite important. Hi. Alien beast. Did anyone have that on their bingo card? Okay, I'm gonna have to give that energy potion to Thistle. Because I very much need some healing and some cursing of a beast. Alright, magic darts. Are you any good at hitting of targets? Not so far. Undamaged. Ah, Scry Monster takes 2 spell points and I only have 1. What is an alien beast doing in here? Just what kind of experiments are you people running? This bow is probably not worth picking up. Arrows could be. And more bolts. This exit is barred by 2 doors. They're standard issue heavy wooden doors, with a large padlock holding them closed. You try to get the padlock open, but even heavy blows don't affect it in the slightest. Looks like yet another magical obstruction, and you don't have the key. Reza Frezin. Yes, I'm walking around in the dark, but mostly I'm just marking where all the walls are on my map. Storage and records could be helpful. Could also be rat-infested. Oh, Fireball, I miss you so. Suspiciously empty space with no obvious doors. How about that? Someone has carelessly left a note on top of this desk. It's brittle and yellowed with age, but still readable. It is time. Get Palhatis and Pergaltho to visitors' quarters. I will do the rest. Vinia. Oh, goody, more barriers. Zappy, and allow me access to yet another school textbook. I think I'm going to have to leave this corner for later because I am in somewhat rough shape here. Robes, okay. Well, I hope the potion is decent anyway. And tableware, and some herby things. Comfrey root. Not entirely useless if you enjoy alchemy. Ooh, pedestals. This book still contains notes on experiments carried out on this level. The most recent experiment regarded the dissection of creatures called alien beasts. The beasts were being kept in the holding cells on this level. The book mentions that high care should be taken because of their high escape potential. I wonder if they're the ones that first started breaking down the holding cell walls. The most recent experiment listed here regarded something called garment augmentation, whatever that means. This one regarded the development of a new acid creation spell. The listing mentions high spill potential. That sounds completely fine and normal, I'm sure. Okay, Lyra, please try not to die. Experiment chambers. Yeah, that is not a place to go when you are low on spell points. This double reinforced bunker holds the laboratories where the most dangerous and powerful experiments took place. A sour, acidic smell reaches your sensitive adventurers' noses. There's been some sort of nasty spill. Seems to be a fair bit of that going around these parts. But I am not dealing with that right now. I am going back up this way. And I will see everyone in the next episode back at Pangle's hut. Until then, have a good one, everybody.